All right, I'm so excited. We're going to go ahead and get started here, and I am going to go into our little presenting mode. This week's going to be a little bit more fancy because I wanted to have some visuals because I've got a lot of different products that I'm going to be recommending, and so I wanted to just give a face to the name. So here we go. Episode 3, birth and afterbirth. The answers that you'll need to give when you go into the hospital, basically, not answers necessarily, but some of you might want to do some research on these things kind of ahead of time. Pitocin is the synthetic form of oxytocin. When you're going into labor, your body will actually produce this hormone called oxytocin, and it's amazing, and it makes birth amazing. It makes your uterus contract. It makes you actually remember all the good things about birth. And sometimes, like, there's research that even shows that you could forget the negative sides of it. But yeah, so when if your body does not progress on the timeline, if you're delivering at a hospital that they want you to, they'll suggest doing Pitocin. A lot of times doctors in the US at least will suggest doing Pitocin just to move things along quickly. I will tell you from personal experience that if you do this, it will make your labor more intense and less natural. So if that's what you're going for, just know that ahead of time. This was actually one of the biggest reasons I decided to do a home birth, because with my first son, I was on Pitocin, and it was really, really, really hard. It was a really uncomfortable labor. There was nothing pleasant about it, and until I got the epidural. And I didn't really want an epidural, but I was in a lot of pain with the Pitocin. And those of you who know me know I'm not about pain and birth, and I'm definitely not about scare tactics. So I just really think that if you want a natural birth, you want to go without an epidural, doing Pitocin is not helpful. That's just my personal experience. They'll do an eye cream in the US right after the baby's born. Research that. They'll do some vaccines right after the baby's born. Research that. And then you can talk about delayed cord clamping. Basically what happens when you deliver your baby, there is a umbilical cord that connects them to your placenta, which gives them all their nutrients, oxygen. The blood is still rushing to and from your baby at the time that they are born until the placenta actually detaches from your uterus. You will be giving baby oxygen and stuff through there. So what I noticed that we did with our last birth, with Mac, the home birth, because this is just how they do it, they actually wait to cut the cord until the placenta is delivered. And I think that's really special because it actually allows to make sure that the baby has all of the nutrients and it's not in fluctuation. So just some things to note there. Okay. Next, let's talk about afterbirth. This is one of the most terrifying topics, and I just want to assure you, it does not have to be terrifying. And I'm going to get real here. When I first had Moses, my first son, when I looked down there after birth, I was like, mortified. I could not believe what had happened. I thought I was wrecked. I thought I would never go back to normal. It totally does. Your body goes right back to normal. They will give you right here, the third little thing, it says a peri bottle. That peri bottle is it's like a little plastic bottle. You fill it with lukewarm water. Don't do too hot and don't do too cold. I did that mistake. Lukewarm water, and it allows you so you don't have to wipe once you go to the restroom. And you can just spray yourself off. And we're going to talk about the other things. I have actually specific, I have like specific things I want to show you. But the peri bottle is really great. I actually recommend adding a little bit, like maybe even just a drop of lavender or a drop of frankincense to promote healing if you don't have the other things, but we're going to get to that. So you need these. These are the two products that I think for afterbirth you need. Now I know After Ease for pregnancy actually isn't for down there. After Ease for pregnancy is an herbal dietary supplement that you take because when you are breastfeeding, your uterus will contract back down to normal. So your uterus is expanded to make room for baby. And so when you're breastfeeding, that signals your body to just kind of go back. So you actually have contractions after you give birth as well. I did not know this. I did not have to take any medication for those pains when I had After Ease. I really noticed it would start to cramp and hurt as I'm breastfeeding. And I'm like, oh, darn it, this hurts. And I would take the After Ease and it was like a miracle. It would just help not hurt. I can't explain it. I just am such a fan. Secondly, Clariderm. I know this is pricey. It's like $80 for a bottle, but it will take your recovery to another level. This is from Young Living. I'm the Young Living queen. Well, not the, that sounds kind of hysterical, but I sell Young Living. I do Young Living for a business. Like, the reason I'm able to give all this information and I have all this freedom and time to create all this is because of Young Living, because they pay me. So this product, hands down, is this, if I had to say one single most important product, because it will repair you down there. It will help everything come back together. It will repair your stomach. It will repair literally anything. If you have a C-section, Clariderm will heal your C-section scar like you would never believe. It is full of the most magical oils. It's got tons of frankincense, tons of helichrysum. Like, this one single product, I don't do this often where I like hound about something, but this is the one that you need. So make it a priority before you give birth, before you go into the hospital, before you have a home birth. Get Clariderm and have it on your shelf. You will not regret it. Okay, so yes, and that is for down there. We're going to talk about how to make pad sickles now, okay? Pad sickles are when, after you have give birth, they're going to give you these massive underwear that is basically to hold your, what they call, it's like little round pads that they put in there, and then you put witch hazel, and they'll set you all up if you go to the hospital. If you're in home birth, your midwives will help you. But pad sickles are something that I made that drastically changed how comfortable I was after birth. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. So let's watch it here. Oops, hold on. I did not mean to go this fast. So we're going to actually go back to this, and I'm going to copy real quick and paste so we can watch this, how to make pad sickles. Let's see if it will show it to us and we can watch together. Okay, so home birth prep, real life around here. I'm making pad sickles. I am going to tell you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, in case for whatever reason you might be in a similar situation and wondering. So, all right, so I got a little bowl. I put a little bit of sweet almond oil, witch hazel, rose water in it, and then I dropped a few drops, and no, I did not measure, of frankincense, copaiba, geranium, and lavender, just to my heart's extent. I don't know. Something int. Anyway, then I grabbed some cotton rounds. These are going to be like the tuck, or I can't remember what they're called. I think tuck pads that they do in the hospital. And I soaked them in that, right? And I laid all of these pads out on cookie sheets, and I'm laying these out on the pads like so, in preparation for it to soothe and ease any discomfort I may have down there after pushing the baby out. So it's very explanatory. You put those in the freezer, and then let me see if I can get back. I'm really bad at multitasking. Okay. You put those in the freezer, and then the liquid, the witch hazel and everything will actually freeze, and it is so soothing. It is amazing. I just highly recommend it. I made way too many. I think you're only going to need it for a little bit of time, maybe like a day. So I would say 4 pad sickles are great to make, and they're very easy to make. Just, again, those little cotton rounds, some essential oils that are healing. If you don't have those essential oils, if you don't have lavender and frankincense, you need to get a premium starter kit. But if you do, you can use those, or you can use the Clariderm that I just recommended, that I said the one thing you absolutely need, because it has that spray, has all those oils present in that spray. Okay, let's talk about breastfeeding. If you are planning to breastfeed, I'm so excited for you. It's one of the most special things about giving birth, in my opinion. I think it's just so sweet, and it's bonding, and it's special. There is going to be, if you've never had a baby yet, originally, like immediately after you have the baby, there's a liquid that is not milk. It's called colostrum, and it is a very thick yellow, and that's the first thing your baby will eat. That is like the most valuable substance on the planet. It is so good for them. Packed with nutrients, packed with just everything, and it's a bridge between what they're getting right now in your uterus and what they're going to get at milk. And so you'll notice through the first few days that will change from thick yellow to a more white liquid milk. It's harder for the baby to get the colostrum out because it's thicker. So what you can do is, and I'll just be very descriptive, squeeze a little bit, like maybe a little dot size out on your, and it'll just be there on your breast. And if it's not there, when you go into labor, your body will do it. It will create it. And so it's just the most amazing thing. You'll squeeze just a little bit out, and then the baby will hopefully be rooting and find its way. If you have any trouble with breastfeeding, there are tons of professionals who can help you. Tongue tie, lip tie, they're all very common. It should hurt at some point. It should hurt because of just like kind of getting raw, and your body is getting used to it, but it should not sting, and it should not bleed. If you're in extreme pain, I really recommend you seek some advice, because I didn't do that, and I was in extreme pain with my first, and I did not know that it all makes sense, but he was an extreme sucker, like extreme, where I was in so much pain. That wasn't normal, and I didn't realize that. So just know it's okay. Whatever it is, it's going to be fine. If it hurts, just seek advice, make sure everything looks good. So then the milk will come in maybe day 2, day 3, day 4. And when your milk comes in, your boobs will get massive, and just enjoy it. Look down, be like, okay, yay. If you're like me and you're not super blessed in that area, it's a nice little surprise. But they could be tender to the touch, because it's just everything is exploding with milk. And so then your body's going to have to learn how to get rid of it. Some women, it's just so easy and the milk just comes right out. Other women have to go and take a hot shower and just like teach their body like to let down. Let down is where your body will just kind of let the milk out, and it could come on both sides. It could come on one side just when the baby's sucking. I did not know this, but when I was first having baby, but like I would nurse on this side, and then this side would just start like spraying milk, like spraying. And so what I did was got these little pads that you can buy at Target or online or whatever. They're called Bamboobies, and Bamboobies are a natural bamboo pad that you put in, and it just keeps it from milking. But we're going to talk about the Haka, because you need a Haka. Okay, so that's the timeline, the pain associated, the best breast pumps. Okay, so I have actually some images of all of this. These are right here, the little like suction, I don't know if you can see them, but like the suction weird shaped bottle, that is called a Haka. And there are 2 different kinds of Hakas. One is just one complete, there's no separator in the middle. And then I posted a photo of the one that I actually prefer, which is the Generation 2, because it unscrews, and they actually sell a bottle top that goes on top of it. So what you do with a Haka is you can put a Haka on the opposite side of what you're nursing. When your body lets down all that milk, it saves it in a bottle instead of just going into your breast pad. And then it's like a total waste. So I highly recommend having a Haka, especially if you plan on, not plan on, but if you happen to get mastitis, here's a little free hack for you. You can fill up the Haka with warm, not hot. I also made that as a mistake. Warm water, put Epsom salt and a drop of lavender, sit in the bath. If you get mastitis where one duct is clogged or infected, you put that Haka on, it will slowly, gently suck out the infection. It's amazing. You'll want to fill it up to where like your nipple is in the water. It's amazing. I just so recommend having a Haka. Okay, Spectra. Of all the moms who've ever had a breast pump and they've had Spectra, they recommend Spectra. I think it's the best one. Second to that is Medela. I've had both, and I highly recommend the Spectra. It's quieter, it's prettier, it's a better, like, it sucks out better. it's just really amazing, and I really, really recommend it. Okay, down below there is a Kinde system. I think it's K-I-I-N-D-E, but anything you Google will be fine. And what the Kinde system is a organizational system for breast milk. So if you're planning on pumping, there's an attachment you can get. You can find it on Amazon. Takes the Spectra milk to the Kinde bottle top or the Kindy little milk bag, you freeze them, and then it goes straight into the warmer and the bottle, and it's just like a clear, clean system. Breast milk bags can get out of control. I've done so many things that I regret. Like, I've lost breast milk because I didn't organize my freezer well. And so I'm just a huge, huge, huge fan of the Kindy. I've also seen people do like you put like a box, and the top of the box is where you put in the milk, and then at the bottom of the box they cut out a little hole, so whatever's there is the next breast milk to grab. Some women don't like pumping. That's fine. Some women just prefer to exclusively breastfeed. I like to be able to, when the baby is old enough and I feel comfortable, go out for a few hours and not have to worry about like, is my baby hungry? I love having a break. And so that is why I make it a priority. But as for like in the first few weeks, I just try to exclusively breastfeed so that the baby gets used to just sucking on me and not a bottle. That's a little bit easier. I think babies can get lazy and then decide they just want the bottle. So yes. Okay. The best baby products, I love these products. These are all infused with therapeutic grade essential oils. They're the highest quality you can find. They're all formulated with an essential oil blend that's specific for babies called the Seedlings Calm. It's an $11 oil, so it's really affordable for 85 drops. And this whole product line is what I use on my babies. You can order them in a bundle, but also you can just order them singularly, again, from Young Living, the company that I work for. But also, even if I didn't work for them, I would promote it. When I say I work for them, like they pay me on referrals. And so I don't refer things that I don't actually believe in. So just really, really recommend this. When you have a baby, it's so important to understand all of the products that you can find on the store shelf are not what you want to be putting on your baby. They're toxic and they're not helpful, and they're full of fragrances in even terms that they don't have on the label that they can just scoot by with because of trademark laws or whatever. So I just really recommend this. And it's really important to me that I don't lather my baby with anything. And in the hospital, even, I bring this, baby wash and shampoo. And I asked them when I was with Lennon, when I had her in the hospital, I said, please don't use the shampoo and wash that you have. Like, I actually brought my own, and they were totally cool with it. Because you're taking that 3-day-old baby and washing them down with toxins. Like, no, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, I get this question all the time. Are there any oils you can't use in pregnancy or for a baby? As a general rule, get comfortable with them yourself. Peppermint, you would never go like drink a bottle of peppermint oil because it's too intense. It's just I can hardly even smell peppermint out of the bottle without like, being taken back, let alone put it on my skin. So think about that. If it's an intense oil like clove or cinnamon and it's hot, you won't want to use that on your baby unless you have proper dilution. And proper dilution looks different for everyone. There are recipes online, but y'all, I literally just grab coconut oil, put some in my hands, and I rub it down. And then I just use oils. I'm not afraid of oils, especially when you do your good research that has come from like the French model, not any of these like bogus oils that are being used for non-therapeutic purposes. Just do your research and really look at this. There are so many scientific books. Just do your research and get comfortable with using nature, because nature is so amazing. Okay. So if you have questions more, you can follow this link, bit.ly/oils in pregnancy. That will take you to a blog from a pharmacist that kind of shares, hey, here's some oils that she doesn't, kind of no data on it, maybe shouldn't use. I will tell you that I use those oils in pregnancy. I trust my gut. And if I like right now, even I did an Insta story the other day of me like with sage, because I'm obsessed with sage and I burn this all the time. And someone messaged me and said, you shouldn't be using, well, not someone, multiple people messaged me on Instagram and said, you shouldn't be using sage while pregnant. And I said, you know what? I actually feel comfortable with it. And here's why. And went into the estrogen. Some of them I didn't even respond to, but estrogenic effects of sage are only studies that I don't trust. And the ones that I do trust, I have a huge book of resources. I'm like, I'll use sage. I'll use clary sage. Will I double down on it when it's 37 weeks and I'm ready to have a baby? Heck yeah. Because I do believe it can increase and support the natural fluctuation of estrogen, but it's not going to do anything it's not supposed to do. So that's my personal research and opinion. You do what you want. You can check out that link for more information. Just remember, there's a lot of people on the online that have opinions that maybe they don't have the research that they think they do. You know, they're looking at data done by an oil that was created in a lab. They're looking at aromatherapists who have information because they, you know, are trained from the English model, which uses, you know, chemical essential oils and not actually the real thing. Maybe they're, you know, there's just so many variables. So yeah, I say, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Okay. Last but not least, I know we have a few people in this class that have not gotten their oils yet. This starter kit is the best way to go. Like, hands down, you need this. It has all of the good oils like frankincense, lavender, valor, so many that I really just highly recommend. Stress away, peace and calming. It's great for labor, great for all these homemade products. The diffuser you're going to want to have for the baby to sleep. You're going to want to have it at the hospital to just create a comforting environment. Hand sanitizer, because you don't want people touching your baby without having clean hands. Like, this is the way to go. So if you haven't gotten that yet, hit me up. We'll talk about it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been so much fun. Feel free to share these videos with anyone that you would like to. And yeah, all right, we'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.